Lucky, man. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Like, how do you share your screen? What's this? Okay. Like, how do you share your screen? What's this? Okay. Like, how do you share your screen? What's this? So what? All right, hold on. Let's see how this works.
Your house. I can pay you cash for your house no matter what condition it's in. If you need to sell your...
Welcome back, folks. Butch and Suni are moments away from coming home, and their parachutes have already been deployed.
That is amazing.
Isn't it? A breathtaking
Live
shot.
pictures right now.
Jono Kersley is what.
All right, I'm streaming off of YouTube's platform to see how it works, but let me start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, double honors to the apostles and others at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Nat coming out with a lesson, Lord's will satisfying. Now, these astronauts were in NASA, and I'm just going in the spirit, but this is huge because they've been up there for 9 months, and we know through the scriptures Esau Edom's going to try to escape judgment. Okay, so he probably sent these poor people up there, not knowing Esau lied to their ass and kept them up there, I believe, for about 9 months. If I can, let me look into this a little bit. It says 2 NASA astronauts who have spent the past 9 months stuck in space have splashed down off the coast of Florida. I believe it was Tallahassee. But I'm still trying to use these protocols properly. Let me see. Where did the astronauts land today? Where did astronauts land today? Astronauts emerged from SpaceX Dragon capsule. Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore are back on Earth after 9 months stranded on the International Space Station. Their pair returned to Earth today in the SpaceX Dragon capsule, which splashed down off the coast of Florida. So it's not telling me where exactly in Florida, but I heard it was, I don't know where I got Tallahassee from, but I'm going to see what they said.
Watching on from LA, Jono, it's all gone pretty smoothly thus far.
The most dangerous part is out of the way, re-entry, where the temperature could have got up to 1,850 degrees Celsius. All went fine about 90 seconds or so ago. Nick Hague, who is the commander on board with Alexander Gorbanov, a Russian cosmonaut, and Butch and Suni, got his communications back and said that everything was going well. Now here they are on the final approach, probably 2 minutes away from splashdown. At this point, they're going round about 500 or so kilometers an hour, still traveling very, very quickly. But you can see those parachutes deployed. It looks as though the heat shield that surrounds that aircraft has done exactly what it is supposed to do in order to bring all 4 people back safe to Earth. And they will splash down into the waters just off the coast of Tallahassee, the Florida state capital. But just look
I was right. Tallahassee. I want to get them real quick, okay? Because NASA, when you get the word NASA, Where is it? I know it's somewhere here. Genesis 3:1. This is the serpent was the. Hold on. Why am I'm in the NLT? That don't even make any sense. Lakia. Let me get my stuff together. It says, where am I? Where it says was she beguiled. I think it's hold on. For the Heavenly Father doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Where does it say beguiled? Where did he beguile Eve at? Let me just put it in there, because sometimes it'd be right in front of me and I don't see it for some reason. It's 13. Okay. Let's go there. I could have just kept reading, but sometimes it'd be taking me for. It says in the Lord, Genesis 3:13, and the Lord Yahweh power said unto the woman, which is Eve, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat it. So let's look at this word beguiled. NASA. I'm telling you, this devil, man. The water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah for giving us this wisdom, man. Because you would believe these devils, everything they say, man. You can't trust the devil for
Strong's H 5377. Nasha.
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 Okay. And it means to deceive. It's very simple, man. And that's what it deceived Eve. And we don't want to be like Eve. Okay. Let's see what else it says. And perhaps to err, to go astray, kindred to the verb to forget, from which is formed, whence error. Okay. Don't trust them. Look at this precept. It says, Jeremiah 49:16, that thy terribleness have deceived thee in the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh. Okay, he's going to bring thee, meaning you, down from thence. Okay, so you don't want to be trusting this devil, man, because he's not to be trusted. 1 Timothy 2 and verse number 13 for 12, Salakia. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So this is the point. Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression, okay? So we don't want to transgress like Eve into this damn devil. So we know in Hebrew, Nassau means to deceive, beguile, okay? Just to show you that these things aren't what you have to use some type of discernment when you're dealing with Esau's enchantments. That's why he's giving all this. I don't know what the JFK files, I should probably look into that today. But, you know, he got so much. Okay, but this is very important, because this might look like, you know, just some astronauts going up into space, but this also has to do with prophecy. Okay, and I'm going to get to it in a second, but I want to get some more information.
These images here, you can see it right there. That is looking straight up at those parachutes as this SpaceX Dragon capsule makes its way down. And there it is. Look at that moment.
You know, I don't know what kind of damn silly ass suits they got on, man. This is fucking folly. You got to think, man, when you're dealing with gamma rays, alpha rays, beta rays, in order to protect yourself from it, you need like 7 inches thick of concrete. Let me see if I can get some, I don't even know what to ask. How to protect bunkers. Let me see. Bunker made for gamma radiation. which is the highest form of radiation. Let me see. A bunker designed to protect against gamma radiation relies on thick, dense shielding materials like concrete, steel, or lead to absorb the radiation with the thickness needed depending on the material. Okay, let's look at some images, man. Because I know it has to be thick. And I think it's 7 feet thick of concrete with the lead. So this is alpha, beta, and gamma ray radiation. The alpha stops at the surface. Okay, beta goes through the skin and fucks up the epidermal part of your body, and gamma lead. So look at that, man. But when you look at what it does to the body, the gamma radiation, it'll change your molecular. It'll change it. It can give you cancer. Long story short, I don't want to sound like a nuclear physicist, but that's what it is, man. So think how thick of a piece of material they would need in order to go outside of the atmosphere. Let me see what this is showing. Alpha rays. Let's see. Let's look. Let's visit this. Do a crash course on radiation for you non-believers out there who think you're going to survive this, believing in the so-called white man. He's not going to help you, man. Alpha particles. Of the 2 types of particle radiation emitted by radioactive materials, alpha rays are the easiest to stop. A thin sheet of paper will do it. Or if you want to live dangerously, a human hand, okay? So it's very low level when it comes to alpha rays, okay? But let's look at these beta rays, okay? Beta rays, beta particles. Because they're lighter and faster moving, beta particles have greater penetrating power. They pass through paper easily, but they can still be stopped by a sheet of aluminum, just as few millimeters in thickness. Okay. So I think, like, I wish I could find the body, because it shows alpha, how it hits the surface of your skin. It can change your skin. It can discolor your skin, cause some type of, some type of change in the skin. But the beta, I believe it can go into your bones, man, and fuck your bones up. Okay, but it's not really going into that. But let's see what it says. And then you got the third, which goes through the paper, goes through the aluminum, and then you need the thick lead. Okay, then you need the thick lead, and that's for the gamma ray. The third type of radiation emitted by radioactive substances is even harder to block because it consists of EM, electromotive waves, I'm believing that means. Also, Lucky, I'm sharing the screen. Let me see. Am I sharing it now? Yes. Okay. So I think that says electromotive waves rather than particles, but even gamma rays can be stopped by a few centimeters of lead shielding. So Salakia. So and then regular X-ray. Oh, so gamma rays are the X-rays. This fucking devil hitting you with gamma radiation. That's what X-rays are, when you could be using probably some form of beta radiation. He's over radiating. This damn devil, man. And then neuron rays. What's this? Neutron radiation. I never heard of this. So you need even water. So imagine this. Some type of outer layer that can stop the alpha rays. But then you need some type of something thicker, like the thin aluminum. And then on top of that, you need thick lead. And then you need this water concrete. But then they got the nerve to supposedly go out in space, leaving all of that protection so they can be in something like this. This is just a pod, supposedly, that they just escaped in and came back. But this ain't gonna, look at this, man. Look at all, this is just folly, man. And I'm trying to show the hypocrisy in this devil, man. Okay, and let me finish neutron radiation. The fast neutrons created in a nuclear reactor are the hardest type of radiation to stop. Heavy elements like lead aren't as effective as light ones like hydrogen, so reactors are shielded by several meters of hydrogen-rich concrete or water. So you need seven. What did it say? What did I just read? Several meters. Okay, a meter is a little over 3 feet. So that's 20. Come on, man. 21 feet of concrete, of hydrogen rich concrete or water. Hydrogen rich concrete or water, man. So the reason why I'm showing this is to show you how much protection you need just for the radiation not to get to you. If you on this side, you need all of this protection. Okay. So when Esau shows you this, this is how he bites himself, man. Did I show you? I'm sorry, Salah. You need all of this protection right here. All right. In order for it to save you, man. But Esau doesn't and then he sneaks out of the pod like it's all hypocrisy, man. This dude's a devil. But let me keep going, man.
Moment there. The crew of 4 who have been waiting some 17 hours from leaving the International Space Station to making their way back to Earth. Butch Wilmore, Suni Williams, 286 days in space. It was supposed to be 9, but now they are just moments away from being back on Earth and soon, perhaps in the next few hours, back in the arms of loved ones and family who have waited so long. But just look at the
Yeah, well, why didn't you go up to space? Why didn't you go to the moon? Why are you just floating in space, man? You know, this stuff never revisited the moon, man. It's folly.
Look at how far the technology has come. Think back to the days of the Apollo landings, the space shuttle landings, returning back to Earth. This much different, but we have seen almost every angle from the moment it essentially entered that re-entry moment. Everything, every aspect of this return, from the moment it undocked some 17 hours ago to this moment you are about to see here, has gone, according to NASA and SpaceX, just about to plan. We will hear from officials at NASA very shortly, but just put yourself in the minds of Butch and Suni. 286 days in space, and here they are. There they are.
I don't know, man. That look kind of fake, man. You know, now he got this AI. He got so much, man. He has so much. So we got to be aware of these things. All right. Well, I just wanted to grab a couple precepts, man. I didn't want to make this long. You know, I'm going to skip through a little bit of it, but I'm going to start with a precept. It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Okay, so Esau, man, he's proud, okay, and he's been getting away with a lot. That's why he's in the state of the highest pride in the world. Imagine you won all your battles. You know, no one can take you down, okay? That's why he can say something, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's the pride of Esau, Edom. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars. See, he's setting his nest among the stars by sending his astronauts up into the outer, the farthest boundary he can go. But there's a bound. He can't go beyond that bound. Okay, that's why he went into space. And he's only going up there because he understands this place is going to be destroyed. Okay, and he needs to hide somewhere. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Okay, Yahweh said he's going to bring him down. So there's no way to hide from the Lord. All right. It's the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 2. Though they dig into hell, hell is the grave, the ground, the dirt. Okay. Then shall my hand take them. Okay, he going to get you out of your bunker. You go hide in the ground if you want, Esau. You're going to be found. And he got bunkers deep on the ground. It could, you know, he got all the concrete he needs. He has all the earth he needs. He's far below the ground. Okay. Though they climb up to heaven, that's him climbing up to heaven with his NASA, his SpaceX programs that he has. This is him climbing up to heaven. Thence will I bring them down. He's going to bring you down, Esau. Okay. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, yeah, he's in mountains. Okay. He probably got some type of, you know how these Edomites 007 type of, Bruce Wayne type shit in the mountains. I will search and take them out thence. Yeah, you're going to take you out from there. No matter where you're hiding, you got a vent somewhere, fucking in Greenland somewhere, sticking somewhere, we're going to find you. And though they hide from my sight in the bottom of the sea, yeah, you're going to hide in the sight of the Lord. From the Lord, you're going to try to hide in the sea. Thence will I command the serpent, and he will bite them. Okay, so the serpent, which is Leviathan, he going to bite you. Okay. Leviathan's like Godzilla, like that. He got newly created beasts. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can grab this scripture real quick in the 1611 Bible app. Okay. Let me see if I can grab it. 1611 Bible app. Is that it? Where's the one I use? Hold on. It's giving me KJV. That's what I need to put. 1611 KJV Bible app. Is this good? Yes. Let's get this over here. And let's go to what I want to go. I forgot where I wanted to go. I just can't remember my serpent to bite them. Matter of fact, let's go to Leviathan. Let me go. I forgot where I wanted to go. I think it's Job the 40th, 41st chapter. Yeah. Okay. Job 41 and 1. Actually, that's why I wanted newly created creatures. Newly created beast, I think it is. I think that's the precept. I think it's like in the Apocrypha. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, you know what? Let me just Google it because newly. So I need to fix my it is Wisdom of Solomon. Okay, let me grab that. Let me share this tab. So Lakia, this is my first time using this app, but I just wanted to kind of play with it and do a video at the same time. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse 18. And let's read it. Actually, I'll start at 7. For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions, or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created. See? Unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. So this is terrible, man. The Lord God beasts like this, whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroy them. Yeah, just seeing one of these things will destroy you. Yea, and without these might they have fallen down with one blast, being persecuted of vengeance and scattered abroad through the breath of thy power. But thou hast ordered all things in measure, in number, in weight. Yeah, so he does all these things, man. But he's newly created beasts that the world has never seen, that the Lord's going to unleash in these last days. Okay, so we need to be aware of these things. In Job 41 and 1, canst thou draw Leviathan with a hook? or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? So he's asking a question here. God's power shown in creatures. Okay. Can you do it? Let's look at this word Leviathan. Every now and again, no one really talks about him, but he's here, man.
Strong's H 3882. Leviathan. Leviathan.
It says Leviathan, sea monster, dragon, large aquatic animal, perhaps the extinct dinosaur, Pliosaurus. Let's see what this word means. Let's see what this word is. A Pliosaurus is a genus of extinct large marine ceratophrygonian reptile that lived during the early Jurassic. It is known by nearly complete skeletons from. So let's see. Let's get into it, man. That lived during the early Jurassic. It is known by nearly complete skeletons from the lias of England. It is distinguishable by its small head, long and slender neck, broad turtle-like body, a short tail, and two pairs of large elongated paddles. It lends its name to the Pliosaurus, of which it is an early but fairly typical member. It contains only one species, the type. Other species once assigned to this genus, I can't even say those words. Esau knows what it is, and it probably ain't even looking like that, but it's good he's talking about. Let's see what the Strong's definition says. A wreathed animal, serpent, especially the crocodile or some other large sea monster. So it's definitely a sea monster. Figuratively, the constellation of the dragon, also as a symbol of Babylon, Leviathan. It does say Leviathan in a different scripture, and it's talking about Esau. That crooked serpent. I think it says it somewhere in Isaiah 27:1. It says, in that day, the Lord Yahweh with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish the Leviathan. Yeah. The sword is going to punish Leviathan with the thermonuclear missiles. The piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Ooh. Well, Babylon's also in the sea. Yeah, so let's get back to that. Let's get back to the lesson at hand. So Leviathan, man, Job 40:2, canst thou put a hook into his nose or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Yeah, can you fish Leviathan, Esau? Will he make many supplications with thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Yeah, this wild, newly created beast, will it be nice to you, Esau? Will he make a covenant with thee? Will thou take him for a servant forever? Yeah. Can you make a pet out of Leviathan, Esau? Will thou play with him as with a bird, or will thou bind him for thy maidens? Yeah, just like when you watch the movie Jurassic Park, they got him in a cage. Can you do that with Leviathan? No, he cannot. Because if he did, he would have been there. They put him in SeaWorld and have everyone look at him. So the Lord got beasts that are just, you look at some octopus, they can conform to, they make themselves look like rocks. Leviathan might be something amazing, man. Shall the companies make a banquet of him? I said like it. Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Yeah, shall they? Can you sell him? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thine hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? We read that people just looking at him will destroy you, probably just from the fear and dread of seeing something newly created, just different, man. None is so fierce that dare to stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who have prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. Hey, that's the Lord, man. Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. Woo. You know, you're just thinking about a beast, comparing it to a huge sea monster, think about the alligator's teeth. You got teeth way in the back. Some fish got double layers of teeth, different shark fish teeth, man. Oh, he could have 6 rows of teeth, or more than that. Just who knows what's in this beast's mouth? His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. So he is armored up, man. Okay. So Esau's tech ain't gonna be able to take him down. Just like the movies, man. He getting shot with missiles, but he's still moving and getting away, still being mad destructive. That's the type of beast that the Lord is talking about here. They are joined one to another. They stick together that they cannot be sundered. By his nestlings, a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. This is the Bible, man. He's saying these things. This is an actual creature, man. Sparks of fire leap out. You know, I was constantly thinking about how a beast could shoot fire out of its mouth. And it's funny how he uses like mouth go burning lamps. Lamps require oil for fire. So a beast that can form some type of oil, and then I don't know how he would create the spark necessary to ignite, but he must have. The Lord is terrible, man. You got to think about the capability of that. How is that possible? Out of his nostrils go smoke, out of his seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. His breath kindleth coals. Damn, man. Who knows, man? That's just amazing. And this is all for the Lord's will. When you read the book of Ecclesiasticus, this is for the Lord's entertainment, man. The Lord's terrible. Hey, man. And, you got to be proud to be serving him, man. These devils out here, man, if you a reprobate in 2025, shame on you. Okay? Shame on you. Let me just go. I can't. Let me look. I think it's. Let's see. Slovakia. Ecclesiasticus 39 and I started 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning. So evil things for sinners, exactly, man. For the good are good things created from the beginning. But evil things for the sinners. Okay. Like it continues to say, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of grapes, or the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. Yeah, you need all these things. It's the principal things of life for a man's life, man. You need water. You need you need water. You need fire, iron. You need all these things, clothing, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape. You need all these things. All these things are for good to the godly. Yeah. Water is good for the godly. Fire is good to the godly. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil. Yeah, because you can get drowned in water, man. You can get burnt with fire, man. Too much salt can kill you. Iron can defend you or can pierce you. flour, wheat, all of these things, man. You can die with all of these things. And you can live from all of these things. Okay. Someone throw some hot milk on your ass, hot honey. You know, you choke on some bread. You know, you drink too much blood of the grape, man, you'll die, man. Oil. You know, you can use clothing to wear it. You can hang yourself with it, man. It's good for the godly and for the sinner. It's turning to evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Sirach 39:28, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So Leviathan's waiting for the commandment to put your ass to death, Amalek. So these space trips that you're going into doing, and hey, man, it's all good for the show. Sirach 39:32. Therefore, from the beginning, I was resolved and thought upon these things and have left them in writing. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. So that's what we believe in. Let me see, am I done with the if there's any more? Job 41:22, in his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. So this is a terrible sight for Esau, man. And this is something that the Lord made just to fulfill his will. Whatever it was created for, it's going to do it with cheerfulness. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he raiseth up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold the spear, the dart, nor the harbor garland. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. Ooh. He said he esteemeth iron as straw. So Esau, man, you're going to have some troubles in the near future. The arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. So the arrow cannot make him flee, Esau. So what are you going to do with a beast like this? And you're going to have a lot of things to worry about in the end, man. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. So, he's not scared of your modern day equipment, man. And who knows how long this beast has been alive, how strong, how wise it is, how fast it can move. What capabilities, if it can breathe fire, what else can it do? Can it fly? You said it's a dragon, also sea monster dragon. Is it a land, air, and sea creature? What are we? Can it cloak itself? Like, what are we saying here, man? You know, does it have sinar? What does it have? Sharp stones are under him. He spread the sharp pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. He said he maketh the deep boil like a pot, man. The deep, man. How can you be way down there at the bottom? Esau, you can't even get down there, man. He's down there. And he's been down there. Job 41:32, he maketh the path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Upon earth there is not his like, who is made without fear, okay? There's nothing like him, man. That's just that's a beast. What about the Lord, man? We're just talking Leviathan. What about the Lord? He's gonna, and not even we haven't even seen the earthquakes. He's gonna bring the different the pestilences that are coming. This is the time like no other. There's probably gonna be zombie like people running madly insane, like some type of rabies. That's like crazy shit in the near future, man. As a matter of fact, there was 2 cats that got bird flu from eating raw milk and eating raw chicken. And then yesterday or a couple of days ago, Dabu7 did a video on it, but I already read about it. RFK Jr. was saying something about vaccination of chickens, man. And it's not even, I couldn't even find an article to post it. So I don't know, man. If I don't eat raw chicken, but don't be fooled if the shit's not in your food, man. Make sure you cook your food well done. Don't be an Edomite in these last days. Job 41:34. He beholdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. Ooh, he is a king over all the children of pride, man. Okay. Let's skip through this.
Alongside Nick Hague.
So lucky. I didn't want to make this too long. I'm going to skip through it a little bit, though.
And Alexander Gorbanov staring up out of that capsule, strapped in, their visors are down. They went through a 7-minute communication.
Do this 7 minutes a day until March 1st. We start this Monday, February 17th. In a week.
Blackouts during that crucial re-entry.
And
okay, that's the landing.
Wow, this is extraordinary.
Calm inside. Outside.
Do you think this is real? Like, let me know. Are we being deceived? It literally says NASA, man. This looks kind of like, but you know, it's kind of charred from the entering of the Earth's atmosphere. So I don't know what to believe, man. This is crazy, though.
You can see the damage that was caused by re-entry.
That heat.
And as you can see on your screen, we have visual confirmation of splashdown. Dragon Freedom has returned home, and NASA astronauts system.
Dragon Freedom. You know, our brother always used to say, man, freedom, F-R-E, Edom, free Edom. You know, Dragon Freedom, they named this thing, man. This is Esau, man. Playing on words, man. There is no freedom. You're going into captivity, man. For 1,000 years, and then it's Obadiah 1:18. Let me get that. Let's get that. Okay. Let's get it, man. This is going to happen to Esau, man. Obadiah 1:18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. In the house of Joseph a flame. In the house of Esau for stubble. Okay. And they shall kindle in them. Yet his fire and his flame is going to kindle in them, who Esau, and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord Yahweh have spoken it. So if he's spoken it, it's going to happen. Okay. Let's jump down. Obadiah 1:21. And saviors, plural. There's more than one savior. Shall come upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. And the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Okay? So, you done, Esau.
Safety verifications are in progress. We'll report back when recovery personnel are en route.
It looks like a lake out there.
It does, doesn't it? Could have been more picturesque.
And we're in section 2, 4.800.
Hold on, let's see.
Marathon runners, you know, the elite of the elite in terms of fitness are going to have to be helped almost like an aged care kind of experience now out of the capsule and in.
Alexander
I want
Gorbanov.
to see them pop this thing, man. I want to see them come out of that thing. Let's see what this guy got to say.
And really just proceeding now with extracting them.
Yeah, that's right. And look, for those astronauts, they'll have a certain number of internal checks. They'll be getting health reports. Essentially, they're monitored 24/7, but there'll be confirmations that their vital signs are nominal in the parlance or just normal.
They're probably weak as shit. Imagine being suspended in space for 9 months, man. You probably can't even walk on the ground. They're probably in the hospital right now. They're gonna be in the hospital for probably weeks till they can stand again. Like they probably need. What the hell were they eating for 9 months? What did they bring up there? Like then I was trying to find a video. I just clicked. This is like the most recent video. That's why I didn't go through it. I didn't even check it. I don't even know what's even said. I'm just kind of skipping through it. But this, I don't want to make this too long.
Has only 3 receiving stations across the world to provide that continuous communications. Essentially, as the Earth turns or the spacecraft, significant loss of life. This particular mission, they're returning on SpaceX because the Boeing spacecraft, the Starliner capsule, couldn't bring them back. Its thrusters actually failed, and NASA just simply wasn't going to take the risk.
So if Boeing can't get you out of space, I wouldn't be getting on no damn airplanes right now. Hold on, I want to finish this up.
Those redundancies allowing them to have a longer presence on the space station, do more science missions, more experimentation, and just help out on this aging facility. And that was, I think, from their
Saturday fishing journey. And there's some big vehicles.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. You know, I just want to grab a couple more precepts and end this, man. I had another precept in Psalms 139 in verse number, I start God's omnipresence and omniscience. Okay, so he's everywhere. He's powerful, Esau. Get that through your head. Oh Lord, Yahweh is his name, not Jehovah. He's going to destroy your idols. Thou hast searched me and known me. Okay, this is a Psalm of David. Okay, you can learn a lot from King David. Okay, Lord's will, we are part of the house of David, you fool. You can learn a lot from him. Thou knowest my down sitting and mine uprising. Thou understandest my thought afar off. So he knows David. Why? Because he created him. He's the father of spirits. He knows your spirit too, Esau. Okay, so you hiding your deep secret counsels, your enchantments and all of that, man. He's the one who knows everything about you. Okay. Thou compassest my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. And how much more is he acquainted with your ways? He not forgive David when he was eating, when he was, set up Uriah the Hittite? Didn't he see what he did? He was on him. He made him pay for it. And he's considered righteous. What is he going to do to you? For there is not a word in my tongue below, O Lord Yahweh. Thou knowest it altogether. He knows everything. Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain unto it. And he said his cup runneth over. Okay. It says such knowledge is too wonderful. He's all knowing, omniscient, omnipresence. He's everywhere, and he's all knowing. That's what these words mean. Okay, you're nothing like that, Esau. You're worse than a roach. Okay. Whither shall I go from thy spirit? Yeah, where else would we want to go? We want the spirit. I want the spirit. Okay. That's what I asked for. Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? Where else would I go? Where should I go? If I ascend up into heaven, just like you, Esau, this is what David's asking. Thou art there. Okay, he's up there. If I make my bed in hell, which is the grave, the ground, the dirt, behold, meaning look, thou art there. He's down there, he's up there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. He's everywhere. Okay? So David knows that. We understand that through the precepts. You know, you should read this. I'm going to jump down. And see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. Hey, that's a beautiful. He shows you how important it is. Look what he's asking for. This is what a righteous man's asked for. He's not proud. That's humble. Okay. Jeremiah 23. So he's everywhere. So in verse number 34, it says, and as for the prophet and the priest and the people that shall say, the burden of the Lord Yahweh, I will even punish that man and his house. Hold on, is that what I'm looking for? Jeremiah 23 and 24. It says, can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? Hey, where are you going to hide from the Lord, man? Like, honestly, if he created everything, you don't think he created the crooks, the nooks and the crannies? Okay, he knows there's nowhere you can hide, man. Saith the Lord, do not I fill heaven and earth? Saith the Lord. Come on, he fills heaven and earth. So there's nowhere to run, Esau. Okay. There's nowhere the so-called white man can hide from the Lord. All right. Even in death, you are found. Okay. Job 34 and verse 22. There is no darkness nor shadow of death where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves. Oh, man. There's no way you can hide, man. There's no way you can hide, man. Nor the shadow. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, there's nowhere you can go. All right. He knows your every move. He knows everyone's every move. You 2/3 wicked, secret, 2/3 niggas that are out here. I don't mean to call you niggas. I meant to call you a bitch ass nigga. Okay. There's nowhere you can go. Book of Isaiah 24. You know, I want to be modernized so you understand. Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day, say that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones. That's talking about you elites. Y'all are the high ones. Y'all are way up there. No one even knows who you are. We just know you're damn Edomites that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Yeah, that's you. Edomites, Amalek, small hats. That's you. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. Yeah, you going to jail. It's like you bringing these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, putting them in Guantanamo Bay. It was a beautiful thing you did over this weekend, bringing them to El Salvador. It's going to be worse for you than them. And after many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded and the sun ashamed when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem and before his ancients gloriously. Okay, so reign in Mount Zion, not America. He gonna make Jerusalem great again. All right, he's gonna make Jerusalem great again. Mount Zion, Israel. Okay. When the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion, not Babylon. Okay. And in Jerusalem, he said, and before his ancients gloriously. All right. So you saw, what are you going to do? Revelation chapter 6. Ooh, the six seals, because terror. Let's read that from 12. Revelation 6 and 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And we just had a blood moon too. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as the fig tree casts her untimely figs when she's shaken of a mighty wind. Talking about those thermonuclear missiles. Let me just double check that. I haven't read Revelation 6 in a while, but let me grab my notes on Revelation 6. Because I believe that's those untimely figs. Yep. Talking about those nuclear missiles. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. That's a lot of destruction, man. He said the world's gonna rock like a drunkard, man. The whole world, man. I felt the little earthquake we had in Boston, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. If it shook any more than that, man, you don't even know what to do. I don't know how y'all do that in LA. Verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And that's what's wrong with y'all, man. Y'all gonna try to hide and in the dens and the rocks and the mountains, just like an Edomite. Okay. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Here's the big bad wolf being scared of a lamb, man. You scared of the lamb? Good. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who shall be able to stand? Who is going to stand when Yahweh Shai returns? Who? Not you, Esau. Not you. You're not going to be able to stand. It's the book of Job, chapter in verse 8. It says, it is as high as heaven. Let me start at 7. Canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell, what canst thou know? It says, the measure thereof is longer than the earth, and the broader than the sea. If he cut off and shut up or gather together, then who can hinder him? For he knoweth vain men, he seeth wickedness also. Will he not then consider it? Long story short, the point was in 8. It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? What can you do? What can you know? There's nothing you can do. Okay? That's the point. There's nothing you can do. This is the book of Jonah. Where you at, Jonah? Right in front of my face, and I can't even see you. You are right here. Jonah, chapter 1. In 1, it says, now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord Yahweh, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. And you're going to take that same route. You think you can just run away from the presence of the Lord. But let's see what happens. Jonah 1:15. So they took up Jonah and cast him forth into the sea, and the sea ceased from her raging. Then the men feared the Lord exceedingly and offered a sacrifice unto the Lord Yahweh and made vows. This is the heathen that's doing this, making vows to our Lord. They were scared for their life. They had their own idols. They're going to be casting off your idols too. Now the Lord Yahweh had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah. This is what's going to happen to you. But this great fish is going to be Leviathan. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. And you going to be in the belly of Leviathan for 3 days and 3 nights. And the difference between you and Jonah is he ain't going to spit you out in Nineveh, okay? He going to swallow you and shit you out, all right? Because that's what you deserve. How much time I got left? You know what? I'm going to end it right there. Lord's willing, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Shalom.